Hi everybody, welcome to the show. How's it going? It's another lovely day here in New York City. Said nobody ever, because it is once again cloudy, overcast, raining all morning. Stops raining just when I pull in here to start the show. Thus, I'm tired of having just horrid hair days, so we're going in a hat today. So there'll be one person, Connor, who will undoubtedly say, "What are you wearing a hat for? You're indoors." So I'm just gonna get it out of the way right now and say I'm wearing a hat because it's been raining all morning. And I decided that I am going to embrace public transportation. So Harper and I took the bus to school. From there I took the subway all the way downtown to my meeting. From there I took the subway back, and then I walked half a mile here. So I'm sweating, my hair looks like crap, and I'm soaking wet, but guess what? I only spent $5.75 to get all over town today.
It's pretty good.
Now, I will pay like $150 to anything for something stupid, but yet I got that free bus transfer, from the bus to the subway, and I thought I hit the mother lode. It was like the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And it makes no sense. I also was very, very pleasantly pleased with the reaction I got from not being on the air yesterday.
Yeah?
I have like social dysmorphia, right? I figure nobody watches, nobody cares, no one's interested. That's just the way I am. And when I didn't go on, I heard from 7 people at like 11:07 yesterday. Like my friend Marcy and Michelle and Marnie and but they changed. Yesterday was pouring rain in New York City. I had to be all the way across town and downtown, like opposite from where I was, by like 12:15. So I was never gonna, there was no point. I was never gonna make it up to here and then back down to there. I moderated a panel on corporate wellness, on these big corporations incorporating wellness programs, not just like a 20-minute meditation session, but full wellness programs, like a gym session and healthy eating and all of it. So I moderated this panel yesterday, which was really interesting. Companies are really trying to do this, and they told the story of the CEO of Aetna, who had no corporate wellness program in his company at all. He was skiing up in Killington, and I'm sure you guys know the story, and he had a terrible, it turns out he made like a couple extra $1 million because of how much more productive his company was because of this wellness program that was implemented at Aetna. Now I said what I always say. I said, why does it take something traumatic for people to make a change? Why do you have to have a heart attack to first say it's time for me to take care of myself? Why do you have to get into a terrible drunk driving accident for you to be like, I shouldn't be drinking and driving anymore, I need to go to AA? It always takes something catastrophic, and you're lucky if you survive. Well, oftentimes you don't, or oftentimes it's not a warning sign, it's the sign. So anyway, that was what I did yesterday, so I'm sorry that I wasn't able to be here, but I love the fact that people wondered where I was. I didn't love that people were like, oh, where's China? I love the fact that I finally, I just hosting of the WITS Gala, and then the next day I moderated this big panel. So I hosted the WITS Gala. WITS is an organization that I work with called Wellness in the Schools. It's this great organization that partners up with young culinary graduates and young fitness professionals, and then they train them and teach them, and then send them off into public schools to teach the kitchen staff how to revamp school lunches and make them healthy, and how to revamp recess to make it more productive and more active. Thank you very much for that lovely thought, as I'm trying to say something relatively intelligent. It's not intelligent though. Anyway, their gala is based on food. So if you can think of like the top 30 best chefs in the country, most well-known chefs in the country, like the Jonathan Waxman, and then we had, and then everyone walked around, and every single chef from their restaurant brought their best little dish and served it to everyone. So you walked around to all the best restaurants. There were probably 50 restaurants, desserts, drinks, beverages, food, dinner, breakfast, lunch, and you get these little plates. It was so good. Now, unfortunately, I don't eat before I host an event. It's the deal I made with myself 100 years ago, so I missed out on all of it. But from what I saw, it was quite delicious. What I did have, however, for the first time ever, I was cozying up, and I mean that, I don't know why I said cozying up, but I was hanging out with the editor-in-chief of Food and Wine magazine, a friend of mine who used to work at the Today Show a lot. And she was like, you should have a vodka, it's so good. I'm like, no, I don't eat and I don't drink before I go. Didn't even finish the sentence, there was like a vodka in my hand. So I didn't really drink it, but I did have the olives that were soaked in vodka because green olives may be one of my top 5 favorite foods. Didn't hurt that it was soaking in vodka, I'm just saying. So I felt good when I got on stage. And I had to auction off the fitness package. That was one of the auction items. Food items, no problem, easy to sell. You can't raise your hand fast enough, they're gone. But let me ask you this, Connor. I'm going to tell you 2 auction packages. You tell me which one you think went for more money.
Okay.
My package, you and 10 of your friends get to join me at the spinning room, which is one of the best gyms in the city, 2 of my favorite gyms in the city. And it's a crazy, awesome workout. You get to bring 10 people. It's like $40 a class. You get to bring 10 of your friends who are all going to work out like crazy. And when you're done, I'm taking all of you to ABC Kitchen for an insane meal. You, me, 10 of your friends, that's the package. It's fitness, and then we're going to a great restaurant. We're going to have a good time. That's the one package. The bidding started at $2,000. The other package was my colleague, my friend, Bill Telepan, who's a Michelin star chef. He comes to your house and he cooks a dinner for 10 of your friends. That's it. I mean, it's a good dinner. He's a phenomenal cook. He's an amazing chef. So he will cook for 10 of your friends.
Yeah.
My package, let me just recap. You get the workout, not by me, by trained professionals, like a real class workout with 10 people and me. I'll be doing it with you. Then we're all going to eat. Bill's package, he's coming to your house, he's going to cook for 10 people. Which do you think went for more?
I would say yours, right?
You would say mine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will just tell you that mine didn't win. But that's not even the story. Guess how much more his went for than mine. Because I just want you to know how humiliated I was.
When did bidding start? What price point was
So
this?
we both started at 2,000. So mine started at 2,000. I'll tell you where mine ended up, okay?
Okay.
Mine ended up at 3,500. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you want to just take a stab at what his ended up as?
8,000.
$22,000.
What?
Let's recap, because I'm always good for a good recap. 3,500, and it was more like 3,250. $22,000. Did I recap properly enough? 3,200, $22,000.
Who's paying $22,000 for?
Well, someone bid 11,000, and then he said, you know, people were going back and forth. He said, you know what? If you're both willing to give 11,000, I will double it and do it for two different groups.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah, nobody wanted double of mine. That's fine. You know what? Instead of having 10 of you work out with me, I'm gonna work out 10 times.
Well, I don't think I'd take that personally though.
Randy said if she had $22,000 to spare, she would bid on me. Thank you, Randy. You wouldn't take it personally?
No, I mean, like, I think that, like,
Warm in here, Connor.
maybe if it was just a dinner, people would probably spend more. I think people might be intimidated to, like, work out first.
I don't know what it is, Connor. They don't want to work out with me.
Alright.
It's okay. I'm okay with it.
Or maybe just, like, at all.
Says hi. Darcy said, just tell one of my kids no college for a semester. Exactly. Tell one of my kids. Let me see if Lance wrote back. Okay.
Daphne says, good morning, Jenna and Connor.
Hey, good morning, Daphne.
Allie Beck says, hi guys. Is it that cold?
What do you mean?
I guess your hat.
Oh, there you go. There's
She says, was Rocco there?
Rocco is there.
Taylor Moxie says, hey Jenna.
Hey Taylor. So the Rocco, so they were going around and putting a spotlight on all the different chefs, but I wasn't really paying attention, so I walked past Rocco. I was like, hey man. He was like, oh my god, Jenna. So we were hugging, and as we were hugging, they go, and Rocco DeSpirito's here, and the light came on, and we were like, like fully hugging. You had to be there, but it was very funny.
That was funny.
Good morning, Susan.
Daphne Lansbury says, I want to work out with you.
Thank you, Daphne. You would or wouldn't?
I want to.
Oh, cool. You're in.
KF Hyper says, my God, you're beautiful, you're worth it.
Oh, gosh, thank you so much. Morning, peeps. What's wrong with Instagram? Says Patty Sauce God.
I don't think anything is wrong.
Nothing's wrong, Patty.
There's people commenting on it right now. Jamie Baker says that's awesome.
It was fun. It's a good event. They raised a lot of money. They do really good work.
Tony Kendall, this is from earlier. He said, "Hi Jenna, you look like a rap musician singer in that outfit."
Yeah, baby. With the jacket or without? There's definitely not cold air coming out of there.
Yeah, there is.
Y'all, excuse me for 1 second. I'm going to prove counter wrong.
There is cold air coming out.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to make it colder and lower so it's quieter but colder.
Okay.
Okay.
Bold strategy.
Connor, can I just tell you, I literally love you.
I love you too.
You make me laugh. Guess what someone said to me the other day?
What?
New phone, who dis?
Really?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Shu. And he was telling me,
Yeah.
he's so cool. He's one of those super cool guys. And he's like, I was talking to someone, I'm like, he goes, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm waiting for someone to text back. Like, he's like, you know what? You gotta go dark. That's his thing. He's like, go dark for like 3 weeks. And then when they finally text, you gotta go, new phone, who dis?
Yep. He knows. He knows what's up. Good.
I fell in love with a guy last night, everybody. I fell in love with a man. He's the coolest guy I've met in a really long time.
That's
and he
awesome.
was such a gentleman. It's a friend of mine that we haven't really like hung out. We just are always texting because we're so busy. We travel a ton. And we finally went out and let me tell you how cool he is. We walk into this bar and I've never been to a bar like this. There's one bar, then you go into a small room and there's a second bar.
Like a speakeasy or just like a...
No, like a lounge.
Okay.
Then you go into a third room and there's like an actual oak cool bar, like old school. Then you go into the fourth room and you know this is like this super private room. Another bar, and they're little tables. And so you sit down and he's like, here, come sit down. So I sit down and there's a little thing that says reserved. I was like, oh, is it okay that it's reserved? And so say the little reserved sign was like here and it said reserved on the table. I'm like, is it okay that it says reserved? And he's like, yeah, it's cool. And he just puts the thing down. And I was like, all right, awesome. And we're like talking, whatever, and the lady comes up. She's like, excuse me, sir, this table is reserved. He's like, yeah, that's cool, no problem. Like, stands up. We go and sit down at another table. Lady's like, that table's reserved too. Like, anyone else would have been like, oh, that's embarrassing, I'm sorry, or got mad at the lady, or been like, listen, I'm waiting for a table. And not Shu. Shu's so cool. He's like, yeah, come, Jen, let's go back. Walks in, and as if like the gods were watching, like they parted this like path and separation at the bar, and he's like, yeah, let's sit at the bar. This beautiful bar where we sat down, and of course we sit down, and he's so cool. The bartender's like, Shu? And he's like, yeah. She's like, I remember me from Miami? I'm like, remember me from Miami? Like, nobody says that to me. Like, yo, Jenna, remember me from Miami? Like, no, I don't remember. The last time I was in Miami was like, I was watching the Golden Girls. So he's like, why don't you just make us something? I always want to say that to a bartender, just make us something. This bartender must have spent 20 minutes. It was like measuring and pouring. There were egg whites, there was pulp, there was shaking, there was looking, there was like a colander, there was like a machine. It was like, and then when she was finally done, it was like, boom, and there's my drink. And it was delicious. It was like amazing. I was afraid to ask her to make another one. I was like, I'll just have something you throw together. But he was just so cool. We get out, calls an Uber. It's not our Uber. We didn't realize it. Got into the wrong thing. He's driving to Jersey City. I was like, hey, going the other way. He's like, it's the wrong car, whatever. She was like, no problem, dude. It's all good. We get out. A cab pulls right up. He goes, here, come on, get in. Like, I'm never that person. I'm the kind of person that I get out and all the cabs go on strike. You know, or like, I get into the right Uber and that guy drives me to Jersey City. Like, all kinds of things don't usually go right for me. Shu's the kind of guy it all works out for him. I want to be with Shu all the time. Everybody needs a buddy like Shu. Shu's the guy that walks into the SATs while I'm sweating out of every pore in my body, and Shu's like, it's all good, yo. It's gonna work. Just do what you feel. Just do what's in here. I'm like, what do you see? Is it C? Is that C or is it B? Like, that's usually me. So I hope everyone has a Shu in their life. And I know he's not watching, but if he was, it would be great. He would be on Instagram if he was watching.
Yeah. Let's see. He is
not watching.
No.
Of course. Because it's me.
Cool.
But if it was Shu and Shu was like, oh, I hope Jenna's watching, I could be like underwater and I would probably be watching. He wills things. Why does someone keep... Jenna, will you check your email? Asked you a favor. Oh, that's right. Randy's daughter's birthday today. Let me, and Randy's daughter is, don't tell me, Randy. It's Maddie Bouchard. So I wanted to wish Maddie a happy birthday, and I will do it on Facebook. There's a chance I might forget, because if I do, it's not because I don't want to, it's because I've forgotten, but I will say it now, and then I will try to do it on Facebook. Happy birthday, Randy. I think you're, did I say Madison? Maddie.
Yeah.
19 years old.
Wow.
Remember what that was like? For you, that was like 18 minutes ago.
Yeah. It's 5 years.
I don't even know how many years ago that was for me. Go.
Kay Welburn said, because of your comment on Monday, I stretched and foam rolled for 20 minutes today. Thank you.
Good for you. Thanks, Jenna. And yes, Maddie's 19.
Did you see that I went live yesterday on Periscope?
No, what'd you do?
I just walked around the park by my
good
apartment.
For you. Will you put it on my phone?
Put what?
Notifications that our show account is going live, and B, so I can do the show too?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I tried to sign out, and when I signed back in, it only let me as me.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I'll put it on. Jamie Baker says, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking an almond milk latte and water.
Nice. That was cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's cold. Allie Beck says, love the necklace.
Thank you very much.
Allie Beck said, my ex blocked me on social media when he found out I just started feeling happy without it. LOL.
That's what it's going to take.
Kelly Williamson says, she says, morning, sweet ones.
Morning, Kelly.
Allie Beck says, what's the topic today?
Well, I was just sort of recapping what the last 48 hours were for me, which were a hectic 48 hours. But we're going to, we'll fall into the topic pretty soon. And then at 1 o'clock, we are going to open up another Tom Brady special and do a cooking.
Allie says, I'm drinking a green toxin flush from Nectar.
Nice.
Emoji says, good morning.
Good morning.
Rebecca McLean says, where's Lance been? Have not been on for a while. Been busy with kids.
Yeah, Lance went off to try to sell the show so we can continue to do the show. So we'll see. We'll probably have an announcement in the next few weeks if we're going to continue to do the show or not. But hopefully Lance is out busy working, selling. You should all drop him a line or a note. Email him lafer@gmail and say sell or be sold. I don't know what that means, but it sounded good.
Sounded very good.
Russia forever. Ah.
Ginny Perricone said, hi Jenna and Connor.
Hi Ginny.
We're caught up.
Cool. Know your mom, know my mom today.
Yeah. No, my mom, know your mom.
So I'm just curious, like all these people that texted me yesterday, nobody's here. Like what? See, I don't have dysmorphia. I have morphia.
Well, who texted you?
Well, my friend Michelle. Can you tell if someone's on? Is
Michelle.
No, she'll be on Facebook.
Michelle. Let me see. Nah, not really.
Why is Verizon texting me? Aren't they not allowed to do that?
No, they will. About like data usage or...
No, data usage, yes, but they said pick up a new phone you really want and enjoy low monthly payments and no finance charges. With device payment, call this number.
Yeah, I don't know. That might not be Verizon.
Dismiss. Ask why the hat. Isn't it like 80 degrees outside? It's not 80 degrees outside. It is 52 degrees outside. Does that answer your question? Thank you, Connor, for yesterday. Enjoyed the tour. Somebody really liked your tour, Connor.
Thank you.
It was good.
I showed them, remember I was talking a couple weeks ago about how there are chickens in my...
Yeah, you showed them? I want to see that.
Okay.
Can I go back and see it?
Yeah.
I'm like a guest now. I'm like,
It's
can
only,
I go back and see it?
it's only like 15-minute video.
It's a long time.
Yeah, true. Well, it's towards the end. Did you see all this news, the NFL news? Like,
Marshawn Lynch?
Marshawn Lynch and Adrian Peterson?
Where did Adrian Peterson sign? New Orleans?
Saints.
So Adrian Peterson is with the Saints. Do you know how much they paid him?
$7 million for
$7
2
million.
years.
Oh, for 2 years.
Yeah, so I guess...
Not that much.
No.
That's great. He usually commands $7 million a year.
If not, way more, yeah.
Yeah.
My mom is here. She's on Instagram.
She's on Instagram?
Sorry?
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was surprised with that. And it makes you wonder, like, if money wasn't the issue, then I guess the Patriots just couldn't find a fit for him.
Right.
So.
Or maybe the interview didn't go well, or maybe they
Yeah.
saw something they didn't like.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Maybe they're worried about his
Stamina or something.
Or
His health.
or his social life or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I mean, not social life, but away from football.
His life outside football. I understand.
Yeah, so that was pretty interesting.
I watched some of the game last night, but not much. I fell asleep very quickly. See, our TV in the living room broke, so we're watching it. We never watch TV in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Ever. I don't even know why we have a TV in the bedroom. Most couples are like, crawl into bed, put the TV on. That's not us. Crawl into bed, we read, and then we're out cold.
Well, that's good. You're not supposed to bring technology into the bedroom.
Oh no,
Like,
we're reading on our phones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm not even like we're both scrolling through Twitter feeds.
Yeah.
But Stephanie actually uses Twitter for what it's worth. Like she gets the majority of her news off of Twitter, and she follows the right people. Unlike me, I follow all the people. Anyway, so this whole idea, like we get into bed, we put the TV on because there's nothing to watch in the living room. There's no point in being out there. We came in, and within 2 seconds, obviously, we both fell asleep. Well, at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, there were people in our bedroom, and I was like, what? And I didn't want to open my eyes. I'm like, how do I handle it? What am I going to do when I open my eyes and I see these people standing there? Why are they all talking? No, idiot, you left the TV on. That's what you did. You left the TV on like a moron. Nobody shut it off because we put the remote between us, assuming the other person was going to be in charge of the remote, and then both promptly fell asleep. I'm sure there's a word for it. All I can come up with is stupidity. So shut the TV off, and then I finally fell back to sleep at 2 because I couldn't sleep. And then at 4 o'clock, Mom, I'm really thirsty, Mom. I'm so thirsty. I'm really thirsty. I'm so thirsty. Really thirsty. I'm like, okay, all right, let's go get water. Mom, yes. Also, I have to go to the bathroom and take my pull-up off. I'm like, okay. Took her pull-up off. And she's like, I think I want to go to the bathroom first and then I'll go. I'm like, you'll have the water first. I'll pick the order. I just fell asleep 2 seconds ago. Took the pull-up off, gave her the water, and she's so dramatic. She drinks like this. She's like, I'm like, 4 o'clock in the morning. Took her to the bathroom, put her in bed. I was like, okay, everyone fell back to sleep. Who do you think was awake? Wide awake. I finally fall asleep probably around 5:30. Quinny's up at 6. I can't catch a break in my house. Nobody bothers Stephanie. They just come to me. And as soon as Quinny is able to get out of that crib, believe me when I tell you, I will have 2 children. Meatloaf. I'm telling you, that's what it's going to be.
Where's Meatloaf?
Where's Meatloaf?
I never know what she's doing.
What is she doing in there? I never know what she's doing.
That's a good one. I don't know. Mercado Jesus says, use a sleep timer. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, Emoji says saw Steph's piece on this morning on the Today Show.
Oh, cool. Wait, yes, Texas. We're also on Facebook. Someone says Periscope keeps losing the feed.
Really?
But I don't.
Yeah, that might be on that person's end. Okay, yeah. Tony Kindle said, Jenna, you should set the sleep timer on your TV at night so it'll shut off by itself. There we go.
I don't even know how to do that.
I do that every night. Candace Coke Fair says, hi, Jenna. I'm on the bike trainer listening to you right now.
Oh, very nice, Candace. How much longer do you have? What's your workout, and what are you doing after you get off the bike? And if my friend Michelle Sorsher is on anywhere, show yourself. Or Marcy, or Aviva, or my mom. Anyone that freaked out yesterday that I wasn't on, I'd love to see yourself. Rear your beautiful faces.
We're caught up. What was Stephanie's, do you know what her piece was on this morning?
This morning I don't know. Is that terrible that I don't know? Oh, I think it was on the various Fox employees that are now suing Fox because they felt like they were treated like minorities and they had to have escorts to go up to the corporate floor. Like, it's just a terrible environment seemingly over there right now. Steph's been really, really busy lately. I mean, if I tell you I barely see her, it's ships in the night. She did a piece on healthcare this morning. Oh, never mind. I thought it was the Fox thing. Maybe she's working on that. Okay, so she did a piece on healthcare.
Tony says, Jenna, there should be a button on the remote that says sleep, push it, and that sets the timer.
Oh, the urgent care prices. Thank you, Tony.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Sorry, so Steph did a piece on these private urgent care companies, right, that are
When
charging you
Texas?
emergency room prices.
Isn't that why she went to Texas?
Yes, that's why she went to Texas.
Okay.
Okay, you might as well be married to her.
My mom.
No, it was high price of urgent care.
Yeah, Emoji said the same thing. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I kind of want to see that.
Yeah, she did a good job with that. It's a really eye-opening piece. Things that you don't realize, that you don't know about.
And what was this? I saw someone commented something about ESPN laying off.
ESPN is laying off like 70 or more employees.
Really?
Yeah, they're
Any
doing a huge
Not,
firing.
I assume not TV personality.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
personality. Yeah, they just haven't named the names yet. There will be a lot of on-air people that are going.
Really? Why?
Because the parent company, I think it's Disney.
Disney, yeah.
They need them to just get their budget down like by 70% or some obscene number like that.
Oh my god.
So there's going to be all these sports people on the market. They're going to be showing up.
Their
everywhere.
cable divisions is not doing well.
No, because you don't need it anymore.
No.
Because all that information is available on the internet now.
Yeah.
No one needs to rely on ESPN anymore.
Yeah, no one's watching. That's crazy. Not surprising, but it's crazy to see it happen.
Yeah, it is.
Marcy Olin says, morning, Jay.
Ah, there she is. Hey, Marcy.
Rhonda also Brooks says, Stephanie's piece was good today.
Yeah, she did a good piece. I didn't see it, of course, but I imagine it was a good piece. What will the sports bars do? No, they'll still air live games.
Yeah, it's just all
They're
the
just all, like Sports Center and a lot
talk
of that
shows.
stuff. Talk shows is probably gonna take a little hiatus.
Yeah, I mean, everything's gonna... They'll still do those shows, they just won't need to put them on cable.
Yeah.
Eventually, they'll all be online, and people watch those clips just like they do now anyway.
Right. Shu and I are doing a CrossFit class. It's an event tomorrow morning at 7:30 if you want to join us.
I don't, but...
Okay. But I want you to know how crazy I am. I was going to do a 6 a.m. Soul Cycle that this girl invited me to, 7:30 CrossFit, and then 5 p.m. fitting room.
That's
Tomorrow's
way too
death.
much.
I know.
You're doing that?
Well, I'm going to skip the 6 a.m. So I'm going to do the
Okay.
7th, but I'm basically doing 2 entire CrossFit workouts tomorrow. I'm just going to do it.
It's a lot.
I know it's a lot.
2 days.
That was gonna be a 3 a day,
I know.
but I can't do it. Cannot do it. But I wore high tops for you today.
I like them.
Aren't they swanking and cool?
Yeah, those are cool. I like those a lot.
Thank you. Well, you're part of my gray family.
I'm wearing green and gray and blue today, and black and gray.
I like it. So I did an interview last night for a radio station in Los Angeles, and one of the things they asked me about was fear and how to overcome it and what I do when I'm nervous about something and what's the best advice you can give someone. And I've never really been asked that question, but the answer, I've given the answer before without being asked the question. And the same way I get asked, well, how do you stay motivated and how do you eat well when you're out and blah, blah, blah. And I tell people, well, sometimes this doesn't always follow this, right? Like your head takes a while to get on board, but it takes 2 seconds for you to muscle something or use the words to say something, right? So when the waiter comes over, really quickly say, I'll have the salmon with steamed vegetables. Now go. Just go before I can change my mind. Don't sit there and hem and haw and ask him what he thinks is good or popular or what's this, or have him take the breadbasket and go. Just say the words and then let your mind follow. So how do I get past fear? Because what scares me besides swimming in the ocean at night and getting hit by a cruise liner in the ocean? Irrational, completely get that. Stupid, yes, those are my fears. My third fear, I have a bout of social anxiety when it comes to not small, but like Christmas party sized groups. Like going to a party where there's going to be like 20 or 30 people. It's not good for me. Unless I'm hosting, if I don't have a role, I am very, very bad at it. Like I get really super nervous. I don't know what to do. So the best thing you can do is the same way you put your words out there and your mind follows. I was talking to this host about like taking the first step and then letting your mind follow. You know, so if you're afraid to get up on stage, get yourself up on stage. Everything else will follow suit. But if you don't get your legs to get you up on stage, nothing's going to happen. So muscle your way into the position, and your mind will have no choice but to perform for you. You know, like, get yourself to the Christmas party and then see what happens. But you have to get yourself there. So either say it or muscle your way through it. And I just thought it was an interesting way to approach it. Does that make sense? Like, what are you afraid of, Connor?
I don't know. I mean, shoot.
How about public speaking?
No.
Being on TV?
I used to be afraid of public speaking. But after a lot of practice, I don't really get that worried. I'm kind of intimidated going in front of the camera sometimes.
Oh, really?
I mean, but not really. Like, it takes me like 2 seconds.
And then you're fine.
Yeah.
What about making the first move with a girl?
Yeah, I get nervous.
Now, are you nervous? What are you nervous about?
Rejection, I guess.
That they're gonna be like, yeah.
Yeah, but so what I try to do is
Tell me.
remember, like, whenever I feel nervous, if I'm going into a meeting or talking to a girl I like, and it's before everything, I just try to remember that, like, I've done this before, I've felt this before, and everything was fine.
Yeah.
And I've gotten through it before, and this is going to be no different.
Yep.
And just remembering that it was easy to get through it the first time or second time or whatever, it's just like comforting that, like, like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, it's whatever.
So, what do you have to do? You just do it.
Yeah,
right?
just
like,
do it.
Because if you don't do it, it's not going to get done.
And if you think about it too much, you're gonna
Right.
gonna screw yourself up.
You have to just do it.
Yeah.
You want to make the call, just pick up the phone and dial, and then see what happens. You want to, like, lean in for the first kiss, just lean in and kiss her. Just do it.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, you're going to get kissed back. 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
If you're in a position where you're going to lean in and kiss someone and they're not kissing you back,
I mean, if you can't, if you
you
can't
can't
pick up on the
gauge-
social cues,
Yeah.
then you shouldn't be there in the first place.
then you deserve to be rejected.
Yeah, it's like these days. I mean, it goes. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into it too much. Yeah, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I talked about. Remember how I told you that my whole theory on muscle, mind, and heart? The
Yes.
first way to approach
Yeah.
any situation is
Muscle,
to muscle your way
right.
through it, because that's easy and
Right.
takes 0. Like,
Yeah.
muscle your way through any situation. Then it's like, okay, that's not going to work. Let me wrap my mind around the fact, like, why I'm doing this, because that should help, and that gets you a little bit of the way. But when both of those things just die out, the last thing's heart.
Yeah.
And you got to just will your way and have passion for what you're doing and just go do it, even if you're terrified. It's the same thing with approaching situations. Like, any situation can be approached with muscle, mind, and heart, and that's generally what you look to when you try to get through something.
Yeah. Okay. Wilkie Design says, "What is happening here? Is this Mornings with Jenna?"
Sure. It is, basically. We're doing a show. We're just doing a talk show. We're just talking. We're opening up. We're being honest. I will answer every last one of your questions before 12 o'clock. And, sharing mind over matter. And then we're going to cook at 1 o'clock. Do something way outside my comfort zone.
Amanda Binicky, maybe, says, "Good morning. You're in my ear this morning while I do running intervals."
Oh, nice. I love it. What's the highest you'll get on your intervals? Let me hear.
Ethel Truitt says, "Good morning, Connor and Jenna."
Hi, Ethel.
Mercado Jesus says, "All the professional leagues have their own channels, so no need for ESPN channels."
Yeah, you're right. How did the auction go? Did you raise money? How did the auction go? Yeah, some things raised money. You can go on Charity Buzz and see the rest of the items that they have. If you go on Charity Buzz and put in wellness in the schools, that's all their other items, the silent items that they have. Which there's a really, like, you could spend the day with Jason Garrett and have lunch with him with the Dallas Cowboys, like, in their stadium. You could go
cool.
see, like, Hamilton. You can go to Jimmy Fallon. Like, there's some really cool items you can bid on. The auction items at the actual event, mine netted like 3,000 something. But Bill Telepan's Dinner at Your House got about $22,000.
Were those the only 2 live auctions?
No, there was a third one. We did 3 live auctions. The third one was a sommelier comes to your house with like 25 bottles of wine for all your friends and will like take you through everything. Which doesn't appeal to me as much, but some people love that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Kelly Williamson says CrossFit would be a great sponsor. Putting on my thinking cap, I can't go through the withdrawals of having your show go away.
Email Lance.
How
to get shit done.
How Nice says I suffer from an anxiety disorder, so muscling your way through is vital. You usually find out that it was all in your head and wind up okay.
I know. Well, that's the way it is with everything, right? Yeah. But it's hard to get there sometimes. Who should take a Xanax? What's Lance's email? Laifer@gmail. LAIFER@gmail.com.
Yeah. Bird B730 says hi, my beauty lady.
Hi, Bird B.
We're caught up.
That UFC fighting, it gives me anxiety. I could never do it. It's so barbaric. It's really quite barbaric.
Have you ever watched
Can't watch
MMA?
it. Can't watch it. I also have a hard time with boxing. I mean, I will watch that Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather
McGregor,
fight.
yeah.
Whatever his name is. I'll watch that.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Of course, that'll be. Is that gonna happen?
Yesterday, we drove by the Texas Book Depository and was on the road past the grassy knoll. History. There was a second spitter? Who can tell me where that was from?
Not me.
Keith Hernandez, Seinfeld. They redid the whole Kennedy assassination, but with spitting.
I must have missed that one.
Yeah. Basically. Did you know your name means heaven in Arabic, Jenna? I did not know that. I did not know that at all. Which is very cool.
How Nice says, have you ever been paralyzed by fear of something?
Paralyzed? No. I don't think so. No. The Magic Loogie, yep.
Someone says, here I am having a day off and I don't know anything about you, but I enjoy watching.
Hey, thank you so much, someone. Is it a real person?
Yeah, Kisa, England.
Okay, isn't that cool? Put my little hands up here. And it's down. Caught up?
Yeah, Kaisaw.
Okay.
Kaisaw is the name. Cool.
Awesome. It feels like a Monday, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Because we
it
were off
does.
yesterday.
Yeah, very much so. Emoji says, Connor, you trying to figure out these names is the funniest.
It is. It's cute. People like it.
Can't. Some of them are just so hard to tell. Because on Instagram, there's no capital letters, so there's no identifying where one word starts and begins or ends. Anyway, Scott Howard says, my workout partner said fighting Mike Tyson was like pork chop, was like wearing pork chop underwear.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take any and all comments, and that's definitely a comment.
How Nice says, are either of you soccer fans?
I'm not a soccer fan.
I'm not either, to be honest.
I mean, I'm being honest with you. Like, I'll watch the World Cup, but maybe.
Yeah, World Cup, sure.
Maybe.
Kaisaw says, it's Swedish, you're close.
Okay, good for you, Connor.
Or I guess I was close, I don't know. Cool.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So we could get ourselves ready.
Yeah, let's
Start
do it.
unpacking that box. Favorite sport, Jenna? My favorite sport is football. The NFL football. There is no better sport.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Oh, sorry. I agree.
Training camp starts, preseason starts. There's just like, you're getting close to the Embers, the September, October, November. You're getting close to Christmas. Like, it's all so good.
Yep, it is a good one. Joanne Giello says, good morning, I want your hat.
Okay. You can have it. It's yours. Take it. Come.
You ready to...
Should we break and open it up and start going through it?
Yeah.
You gonna break and do that? So we're gonna do another Tom Brady offering today. You know, he's got that vegan company called Purple Carrot, TB12 Sports, where he sends you like a big box of food, 3 dishes. You pick the dish. You guys are gonna pick the dish, and then we're gonna make it today, 1 o'clock. Very excited about it. All I had was one of those really relatively indecent. Have you been to a pro football game? Yes, I have. I was a sportscaster for 12 years. I've been to more pro football games than I'm sure than you have, unless you're a football player.
You've been to a couple Super Bowls, right?
I've been to like 7 Super Bowls. I've been to like every home game over the course of probably like 8 years. I'm good. I love seeing live events, but like I'm good for a little while now. That's why I got out of sports. Now I love watching it on TV. I'll tell you a funny story. My friend Marnie, who I told you about, who was in Turks and Caicos with me, she was visiting me one time in Philadelphia on a Sunday, and I was covering the Eagles, and we're always one human short, no matter what. I failed to tell her is that when we go into the locker room, like, everyone's gonna be naked. I guess that was a little point that I forgot to tell her. I guess if you're going with someone somewhere and they said, just stick with me when we get into the room, something you should know is that everyone in there is going to be naked. I'm so used to it that it wasn't anything to me. So locker room opens up. She was just gonna be like an intern holding the microphone. Locker room opens up. We're in. 100 people come flooding in. And Marnie, doing, froze. Literally could not unfreeze her. I was like, let's go. Now, to her credit, she had never seen a 300-pound naked lineman before, and why would she have seen? Much less a room full of 30 300-pound naked men. But I quickly, I was like, get out of it, wake up, snap out of it, we need you. Here's the mic, go with this camera person, you just stick the mic in. Don't ask anything, you just do it. So it was really cool. She ended up interviewing, I think, not interviewing, but holding the mic up for like Kurt Warner, which was really kind of neat. Yeah.
That's a big one.
So that was it. Poor Marnie. Boy, I've had my share. I could tell stories, Connor, like you wouldn't believe.
I bet.
It's okay. Yeah. Gracias, Yolanda.
Kaisel says I'll be back at 1 p.m. I love college football. I like you.
Hold on, Yolanda. Sorry.
You even more.
1 second. Top shelf in the closet. Top shelf. I think. Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
You want to just break?
No, I want you to talk to people for 1 second. Top shelf in the closet.
All right. Well, hey guys.
No. Okay.
Hey Randy.
Oh, thank you. No sugar. Not there. Out. We're good. Just tripped over. Cool. Couple things. Go ahead.
Kaisel said I'll be back at 1 p.m. I love college football. I like you even more. Enjoy your day.
Hey, thank you so much.
Joanne Giello says, thank you for pronouncing my name correctly. Never happens. You're right.
Oh, cool.
Susan Sullins Hale says, I want that mic job.
Okay, you can have it. My brother did it one time. My brother came to visit us, and he came to visit me in Philly. And for him, it was like, coolest job in the world.
Yeah.
He couldn't even understand how cool it was. He's like, I can't believe you're my sister. Like, this is what you do. I was like, no time for that. No time. Let's get down on the ground. And I actually sent him, what does Lane say? No problem, figured out. I sent him with the cameraman to another locker room. Like, you just go stick with this camera guy. Like my little baby brother. I mean, he's a big guy. It's not like there's a 7-year-old walking around in the locker room. He was 30-something, but it was pretty cool. I had fun. I had good times. I had a good job. I'm not going to lie. It was fun.
Allie said that story's hysterical. She said, I forgot to tell you this, but my little sister, her name is Jenna too, and she watched the other day. She watched the day I was on, and our relationship has gotten so much better since.
Oh, that's so cool, Allie. That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're caught up.
Okay, so let's take a break. Let's come back and unpack the purple carrot. Yes, it's like the blue apron. And then you guys will come back and help us pick a meal of the 3